Hi, and thanks for your interest in the Culinary Nutrition Program certification training. These certifications are owned by the Global Food Service Institute at the State University of New York at Morrisville, SUNY Morrisville. Training is presented by moi, that would be Ed Manley, E.H. Manley and Associates, and we work in cooperation with Pearson Learning Solutions, which is the world's largest provider of workforce development products. Why would you take this course? Why did I do this course? We did this course because people just need to know there's more and more people that are being allergic to things and on special diets trying to lose weight, and there's just an increased need for people in the food business to know something about nutrition more than they do before. So our goal isn't to make you a dietitian or at any level of hospital dietetics, but so that if someone comes into your restaurant and says, I'm a vegan, what do you have on the menu? What do you recommend? Or I'm on this diet or that diet, that you would have a sense of it. So you would provide more value to your workplace, and your resume would look just that much spiffier that you got culinary nutrition. So if the restaurant that you're trying to get a job at, dining facility, whatever, wants to do a better job, they might select you for a job or for a special assignment to do that. At which point, you're not going to remember all of this stuff, but you've got the book, you've got these slides to go back to, you got your notes, and you can say, yes, I do have special training in that, and you can run off to your notes. That's what we all have to do, right? Nobody remembers all the stuff you learned in college or in any course, so but you'll have all of the tools available to you. So that's the goal of this course, is to get you better than anybody else around you, to have you be one of the leading knowledge people in your workplace on nutrition related to the food being served, not special diets. And we think you'll enjoy, you'll learn, and you'll be better than you were before you took the course. Now, we designed these pins for each one of the certifications that we have, but we didn't actually produce them all. They're expensive to do. You can't do one, or for 20 you got to do 100, and so some of them we have, some of them we don't. This is one that we don't have at this moment, but once we sell enough certifications that it's we think it's time to purchase the actual pins, we will do that, and we will let you know, and sell them for cost, which would be probably $6, including the mailing and the pin itself. So you can look forward to getting one of these one day when you pass, and as soon as we probably have 50 or so people taking the program, we'll get some pins made up. Let me say up front that I'm not an RD, not a dietitian of any type. I did have dietitians work for me for 20 years as a hospital food service director, took some courses in college, went to a number of American Dietetic Association conferences. I had to deal with people on the special diets for those 20 years in hospital food service, and had a medical background in the Navy. So I know something, but not a dietitian, which is probably helpful to you because I won't get too heavy, because I don't know that much to be to be heavy. What I do know is the things you need to know to run a food service operation, things that would be helpful to know, and to understand the needs of your guests. So that's the level that we're at. We're just trying to make you into a better nutrition guide for your customers than you were yesterday. So what is nutrition? It's the study of how food nourishes the body, encompasses how we consume, how we digest, how we metabolize, how we use, and how we store the nutrients. Involves studying the factors that influence our eating patterns. Why do we eat what we eat? How does that affect us? Just was watching a video, unrelated, it was about how to make slideshows, but they mentioned that there was a Japanese technique that says you should eat 80% of what you'd like to eat, of what would make you feel full. Eat 80% of that and you'll lose a lot of weight. So we're looking at those types of nutritional patterns. Nutrition does address the chemistry of the food. So how does the food work? It's kind of like the chemistry when you take your cooking classes, right? What is it that makes the cake rise and that type of thing. So nutrition does address the chemistry of the food and how it works with the body. The energy in food is measured in what? That's calories. We're a world's consumed with counting calories, right? What's a calorie mean? That means how much energy is there in a food. So carbohydrates and proteins both have 4 calories per gram. Fat has more than twice as much. It has 9 calories per gram. So if you eat a gram of carbs and a gram of protein, you're going to get 4 calories for each one of those, and the gram of fat's going to give you 9 calories. So the most energy-rich nutrient, the nutrient with the most amount of energy, is going to be fat. So if you have a meal that contains 20 grams of carbs, 12 grams of protein, and 6 grams of fat, how many calories did you get? Just do the math. Carbohydrates, you're going to take your 4 calories per gram times 20 grams is 80. Protein, 4 calories per gram times 12 grams is 48. And fat, 9 calories per gram times 6 grams is 54. So you consumed a total of 182 calories. So this core key bunch of test questions on that. Remember, carbohydrates are 4 calories per gram, protein 4 calories per gram, fat 9 calories per gram. I don't know about you, but when I look at a box of cereal, for example, and it says so many calories per serving, cool. And I eat my serving, but what did I get? I got like 3 times that much because a half a cup is not my serving of cereal, right? Mine is probably 2 cups. So that's why we need to read the label and know what it is that we're consuming and what they call a serving. It's to their advantage to call a serving a little bit, right? Because then what jumps out at you from the nutrition label is not too many calories, except if you look at what a serving is. So I'm probably going to eat more than 2 of these cookies. If you ate the whole box of cookies, which is probably what I would do, how many grams of carbohydrates would you consume? So if you look right across from this word, you see total carbohydrates is 22 grams. That's per serving, and there's 4.5 servings in the box. So 22 grams of carbohydrates per serving times 4.5 servings means you would get in that box 99 grams of carbohydrates. And carbohydrates are how many calories each per gram? 4. So how many calories would we get from eating the whole box of 99 grams of worth of cookies? We would get 396, which is 99 grams times 4 calories per gram. So you'd get 386 calories from eating the whole box, just from the carbs. If an ingredient list states a food product contains flour, salt, sugar, chocolate, and whey, which of these ingredients is present in the smallest amount? That would be the whey, because the ingredients are listed in the order of the amount in the product. So whey is the smallest quantity. What would be there in the largest quantity would be the flour. That's by weight. So the most of any ingredient in it would be flour, and the least would be whey. And the last label, let's look at good old beef jerky. So I'm not a beef jerky expert, but I'm guessing that it says there's 4 servings and there's 1 ounce per serving. So I'm assuming there's 4 pieces of beef jerky, and each one being 1 ounce, and a serving is 1. Now nobody eats 1 beef jerky, I don't think. So look at the ingredients. Look at the sodium content. So if you look over to the right, it says sodium 515 milligrams or 21%. So 1 serving, 1 ounce, is 21% of all the sodium you need all day, the recommended daily allowance. So if you eat all 4, which a lot of you would, especially you drinking some beers eating some beef jerky, I'm thinking you'd eat at least two, but let's say you ate all four, that's 84% of all the sodium that you need in a day. Now, why is there so much sodium? If you look at the list of ingredients, there's salt in the Worcestershire sauce, right? It's got Worcestershire sauce, and then it's got the ingredients in Worcestershire sauce, and that includes salt. Then it's got salt as itself, and then in the soy sauce uh, that it says it has there, the ingredients for that include salt. Then it's got sodium nitrate. It's got MSG. So if you're allergic to MSG, and you didn't look at the label, you wouldn't know that, and so a lot of people are allergic to that. So there's just a ton of salt in beef jerky. So in case you have high blood pressure or something that doesn't, they don't wish for you to have sodium. Um, yeah, um, I guess when you taste it, you know that it's salty, but how much salt you might not realize. So read the labels. So I had to do a good chunk of my college course slideshow over because they changed from my pyramid to my plate right about the day that I finished the putting that together, and nobody knew that change was coming. The dietitians I know didn't realize there was going to be a change, but Michelle Obama pushed this initiative. She was saying the pyramid didn't represent food at all, and it should be more visual, so the USDA changed it to my plate, where you can see it's supposed to have more vegetables and fruits and proteins look about the same size. So anyway, they thought it was more visually representative. So that happened in June 2011. The USDA released My Plate as a guideline for selecting the right proportions of foods. The My Plate graphic illustrates the recommended daily portions of each food group, including 50% for fruit and vegetables and the other 50% for grains and proteins. So now you can make your plate look like this. When evaluating nutrition claims, consider the following. The expertise of the person that's providing the advice. Is that person a known expert in the field of nutrition or somebody with a degree on the subject? Their objectivity. Is the source that's telling you this is good for you to eat, this is a good diet, this is a way to go to lose weight, is that source seeking to sell you something or to profit somehow if you voice a certain opinion? So that's saying if somebody says the South Beach diet is good, is that person an expert in nutrition, and or is that person selling the South Beach diet? So we all know that starting a diet is easy, and ending a diet is even easier. No matter what the diet is, it's got to appeal to you. It's got to be something that you find fun, that you could stick with, either fun or challenging, or for some reason that's one that you could do, right? So to succeed at implementing a healthy diet plan, you got to be motivated. You got to take the time. You got to apply the energy to follow through. If the diet says you got to exercise, you can't just say, well, I'll skip the exercise part. No, when they put that diet together, they assume you're going to exercise. Many websites make it easy to find nutrition facts for the foods you eat and to record what you eat in journal entries. An online journal and calculator makes it easy to track your daily nutrients. You can also do it manually by reading the nutrition facts labels. Now for me, that ain't going to work. I'm not going to do that, but for some people, they really get into it, and it worked for a lot of people.